So do you think that they could possibly be the team that doesn't pay him top dollar? Because we've seen Mahomes get the 500 million deal. We've seen Josh Allen get his big deal. Lamar's probably next. Like, can without the talent, do you think he's capable of taking them to a Super Bowl? Like with once they pay him?
Well, like Josh Allen, Mahomes, and Lamar, those three quarterbacks, they win because of those quarterbacks. Like they're only good really because of those quarterbacks.
Yeah.
The Browns are good because they have the best run game in the league, and they have a really good defense.
Yeah.
And I'm not, I don't want to poo-poo Baker too much. He had a great game, but the problem is he's not a guy that kind of, and you kind of saw it. I said, if your opinion of Baker Mayfield should have been within one drive, and that was the very end of the football game, and they're down by 5 points, when a minute and a half, good quarterbacks, they can get down there in 50 seconds. Like if that was Aaron Rodgers or if that was even Justin Herbert, they would have probably went and scored. But for some reason, Baker Mayfield, like they kept throwing the ball in the middle of the field. It was just a very bad 2-minute management. And it sucks because if you look at it just for stats alone, he went 23 for 32, 305 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's great. This team put up 42 points. That's great. But the problem is when it comes down to it and the chips are on the table, he's just not a guy that's going to win you a football game head to head against another elite quarterback. And that's what lost him the game last night. I don't think a team should ever run the ball for 230 yards and lose that football game.
The biggest issue I think with the Browns is honestly Baker. If you look back at it, Baker's arguably the best quarterback in franchise history, and he's not an elite quarterback. That's just how bad their quarterback situations have been for their entire existence. They have to pay
him, so they have to pay him. Then.
Yes, and I think in a dream scenario, I think Baker and the Browns come to some sort of like, you're not getting top 5 quarterback money. But that's not how the NFL's been operated lately. You don't have to be the best player to get the most money. It's when your time comes up, how much are they willing to give you? But the pressure really will be on the Browns. I mean, I'm kind of the same mindset. He's not a guy that I would give top 5 money to, but the organization, they literally it's been a running joke because they have passed on some of the great quarterbacks in the league. They passed on Patrick Mahomes. They passed on Deshaun Watson. They had chances to get all of these elite quarterbacks that they just passed up on, and they'll take Johnny Manziel and Brandon Weeden, and like they have been historically bad at the quarterback position. So I don't think they have much of a choice. They're gonna have to pay Baker, and I think the issue there goes. Now is their time. Now is their time to try to win. Once they pay Baker and they can't afford 2 great running backs and 2 great wide receivers and 2 good tight ends and a good offensive line, that's when you're going to see the Browns fall back into that 8-win team, 7-win team that just scrounges for wins. And I just, it's weird.